To reach Vladimir Putin is to attempt the impossible. He is protected by a living, breathing fortress of human beings and technology, a system designed not just to stop a bullet, but to neutralize the very thought of an attack. The stone-faced men in suits are merely the first, most visible layer. Beyond them lies a world of invisible agents, advanced technology, and paranoid protocols that make him one of the most heavily guarded individuals on the planet. This isn't a spy novel. It's the reality of Vladimir Putin's daily life. We're about to journey through the layers of this system, from the visible to the invisible, from his bodyguards to his food tasters, and from his armored limousine to the agents who allegedly collect his DNA. This is the full detailed picture of the multi-billion-dollar security ring that insulates a man who has dominated global power for over 2 decades. The first circle of protection, the one everyone recognizes, is the human wall that flanks Putin in every public appearance. These are his personal bodyguards, the elite of the elite within the Presidential Security Service, or SBP, a specialized directorate inside the much larger Federal Protective Service, FSO. They are often nicknamed the Musketeers, a nod to their absolute dedication to protecting their leader at all costs. Their job isn't just to react. It is to be a physical deterrent, a clear and intimidating message that any attempt to get close will be met with overwhelming force. Their look, the dark suits, the blank expressions, the imposing physical presence, is a meticulously crafted element of psychological warfare, projecting an aura of untouchable and absolute power. Becoming one of these musketeers is an ordeal few can pass. The selection process is brutally specific and goes far beyond simple marksmanship or physical fitness. Candidates are sourced from Russia's most elite military and special forces units, often from the FSB or GRU, but even this is just the starting point. They must be under 35 years old, stand between 175 and 190 centimeters tall, and weigh between 75 and 90 kilograms. This isn't for aesthetic reasons. It's for uniformity, allowing them to form a cohesive physical barrier around the president. Psychologically, they are screened for what FSO recruiters call operational psychology, an unwavering ability to remain calm, analytical, and decisive in the middle of absolute chaos. They must demonstrate unbreakable loyalty not just to the state, but to the president himself. Bizarrely, their physical tolerances are tested to extremes. They must be able to endure bitter cold without so much as a shiver and intense heat without breaking a sweat, ensuring their focus is never compromised by environmental discomfort. Their primary mission is proactive prevention. In their world, if a weapon is ever fired, they have already failed. This is why their posture is one of constant readiness. Their hands are always visible, never in their pockets or behind their backs, poised to draw a weapon or deploy a defensive tool. They are trained to form a human cocoon, shielding the president with their own bodies to absorb a blast or a bullet. This unwavering commitment is why they are often rotated out of this intense close protection role once they hit 35. As the physical and mental toll is considered too great to maintain beyond that age. They are armed with the best equipment Russia can produce. Their standard sidearm is the specialized 9mm SR-1 Vector pistol, also known as the Gyurtsa or Viper. This isn't a standard-issue weapon. It was designed specifically for Russia's special forces and developed to fire armor-piercing 9 by 21mm rounds capable of defeating body armor at a distance. This choice of weapon underscores their mission. They are not there to engage in a prolonged firefight, but to eliminate a high-level threat instantly and decisively. The other tools of their trade are deceptively mundane. The heavy briefcases they are often seen carrying do not contain documents. They are portable ballistic shields capable of unfolding in a fraction of a second to create a protective wall. Even the umbrellas they hold are rumored to be made of Kevlar or similar composite materials, strong enough to deflect projectiles. Every item is a tool, and every agent is a living component of a human fortress. Beyond the visible wall of the musketeers lies a far more subtle and arguably more effective layer of security: the second ring. These are the ghosts, the plainclothes agents who are experts in the art of being unseen. While an onlooker's attention is fixed on the imposing, dark-suited figures of the first ring, the second ring is focused on the crowd. They are dressed as part of the scenery: aides, journalists, technicians, or simply another face in the audience. Their mission is total invisibility, allowing them to observe, analyze, and neutralize threats long before they can materialize. These agents are masters of human observation and behavioral analysis. They are trained to detect the almost imperceptible signs that may indicate hostile intent. They look for the person who is overly nervous or, conversely, unnaturally calm. They spot the individual whose movements are slightly out of sync with the flow of the crowd, the person whose clothing is inappropriate for the weather, or the face that appears in multiple locations along a planned route. They are a network of eyes and ears, constantly scanning for any anomaly that could signal danger. The psychological power of this second ring is immense. A potential attacker knows they are being watched by the first ring of bodyguards. They are an obvious obstacle. What the attacker doesn't know is whether the person standing right next to them, the woman checking her phone, the man in the trench coat, the photographer adjusting his lens, is a highly trained FSO agent, armed and ready to act. This creates a profound sense of paranoia and uncertainty, a feeling of being constantly monitored from all directions, which can be a powerful deterrent in itself. If a threat is identified, the response is swift, silent, and designed to be as inconspicuous as possible. These agents have the authority to neutralize a potential threat instantly, often without the public ever realizing what has happened. The individual might be quietly escorted away, or, in a more direct scenario, neutralized on the spot. By the time Putin arrives at any location, the crowd is no longer just a collection of onlookers. It's a space that has been meticulously vetted, sanitized, and is under continuous invisible surveillance by this ghost network. Weeks, and sometimes even months, before Vladimir Putin is scheduled to visit a location, the third ring of his security detail is already at work. This is where the FSO transitions from a personal protection unit to a full-scale intelligence, logistical, and military operation. This ring is responsible for creating a massive, sterile security bubble around any venue on the president's itinerary. Advanced teams of FSO agents descend on the city or location, mapping out every street, every building, every rooftop, and even every manhole cover. They identify and catalogue every potential sniper's nest, every possible ambush point, and every vulnerability in the infrastructure. They run extensive background checks on anyone who lives or works within the designated perimeter, from hotel chefs and janitorial staff to local officials and residents of nearby apartment buildings. Nothing is left to chance. On the day of the event, this third ring transforms the entire area into a fortified zone. They establish multiple checkpoints, control all access routes, and create a hard perimeter that no one can cross without being identified, screened, and vetted. This is a fortress designed not just to stop an attacker, but to prevent a potential attacker from ever getting close enough to even see the president. This is also where high-tech warfare comes into play. The FSO deploys sophisticated jamming equipment to block all unauthorized radio frequencies and cell signals within the bubble. This is crucial for preventing the remote detonation of explosive devices, a constant threat in modern VIP protection. With the proliferation of commercial and military drones, this electronic warfare capability has become even more critical. During major public events, such as Moscow's annual Victory Day parade, FSO agents are often seen carrying specialized anti-drone guns. These devices can jam a drone's control signal, hijack its navigation system and force it to land or even disable it in mid-air. The airspace above Putin is just as heavily guarded as the ground beneath him. This proactive, preventative approach is the core of the FSO's philosophy. They operate under the belief that the only certain way to survive an assassination attempt is to ensure it can never be launched in the first place. The third ring is the physical manifestation of this doctrine, a vast, invisible network of surveillance, control, and technological dominance that ensures the entire environment is sanitized before the president's arrival. Positioned on rooftops and in strategic high-ground locations overlooking the entire sanitized perimeter is the fourth and final ring of Putin's visible security, the snipers. These are the angels of death, the ultimate overwatch, and the last, most lethal line of defense. They provide a commanding 360-degree field of fire, ensuring that no angle of attack is left uncovered. The agents assigned to this duty are drawn from the most elite marksmen within Russia's special services. They undergo a separate, even more rigorous selection and training process focused on long-range precision shooting under immense pressure. They are equipped with high-powered, often suppressed sniper rifles, most famously the Dragunov SVD. The Dragunov, a Soviet-era design, is a semi-automatic rifle chambered in the powerful 7.62 by 5.4 mm R round, valued for its reliability and ability to deliver rapid, accurate fire at long distances. In recent years, they have also been seen with more modern, high-precision bolt-action rifles, capable of hitting a target with pinpoint accuracy from hundreds of meters away. Their mission is chillingly simple: eliminate any threat that has, against all odds, managed to penetrate the first three rings of security. They are the fail-safe. If an attacker were to somehow emerge from the crowd with a weapon, the snipers are in position to neutralize the threat instantly before they can take aim. They are in constant communication with the ground teams, their scopes methodically scanning the crowd, watching for any sudden aggressive movement, any raised weapon, or any sign of hostile intent that the inner rings may have missed. The psychological impact of this fourth ring is just as important as its tactical function. The knowledge that unseen snipers are watching from the rooftops is a powerful deterrent. It reinforces the message that there is no safe approach, no unguarded angle from which to launch an attack. It creates an overwhelming sense of futility for any would-be assailant, cementing the idea that an attack on the president is not just a difficult task, but a suicidal one. This final, lethal layer completes the multi-dimensional fortress of steel, making any breach nearly impossible. When Vladimir Putin is on the move, the fortress moves with him. The presidential motorcade is far more than just a convoy of cars. It is a rolling command center, a heavily armed and armored column designed to withstand a full-scale, military-style assault. Every vehicle, every driver, and every route is part of a complex and highly choreographed security operation. At the heart of this mobile fortress is the presidential state car, the Aurus Senat. This limousine, developed in Russia under Project Cortege to replace the German-made Mercedes sedans of the past, is a custom-built bunker on wheels. The armored version reportedly weighs nearly 7 tons, is covered in reinforced armor plating, and features bullet-resistant glass capable of stopping high-caliber sniper rounds. Its tires are reinforced to allow it to continue driving even when flat, and it possesses its own sealed, self-contained oxygen supply to protect against a chemical or gas attack. It is, in essence, a mobile panic room designed for maximum survivability. However, the Senat never travels alone, and deception is a key part of its defense. The motorcade always includes at least 2 identical Aurus limousines, and sometimes more. Only a handful of individuals within the core security team know which vehicle the president is actually inside. This forces any potential attacker to guess, splitting their focus and drastically reducing their chances of a successful ambush. The routes are also unpredictable, often changed at the very last minute to thwart any pre-planned attacks. Surrounding the presidential limousines is a heavy escort of armored vans and SUVs. These vehicles are filled with heavily armed FSO Special Operations Units, a rapid reaction force prepared for a small-scale war. They are equipped with a range of weapons, from AK series assault rifles and sniper rifles to anti-tank grenade launchers. The convoy also includes specialized electronic warfare vehicles, identifiable by the arrays of antennas on their roofs. These vehicles emit powerful jamming signals, creating an electronic bubble around the motorcade to disrupt the signals that could be used to detonate remote-controlled bombs along the route. When Putin travels abroad, this entire mobile fortress, including the Aurus limousines, escort vehicles and personnel, is loaded onto massive Il-76 transport planes and flown with him, ensuring his security is never compromised, no matter where he is in the world. Vladimir Putin's security apparatus is obsessed not only with conventional threats like bullets and bombs, but also with the world of unseen enemies, poisons, pathogens, and even the theft of his genetic information. This layer of protection, known as biosecurity, is perhaps the most paranoid and fascinating aspect of his entire security system. It reflects a deep-seated fear of assassination methods that are silent and invisible. The first line of this defense is his food and drink. Putin does not simply eat what is served at diplomatic summits or state dinners. When he travels, all of his food, including the raw ingredients, is flown in from Russia with his own personal chefs. Before any meal is served to him, a dedicated food taster, a position that seems drawn from the courts of medieval kings, samples the dish to ensure it is safe. In addition, a team of specialists travels with a portable laboratory to test every item he consumes, screening for a wide range of poisons, toxins, and radiological agents. This meticulous protocol renders one of history's oldest and most effective assassination tools almost completely useless. Even more extraordinary is the protocol for what happens after a meal. According to reports from French journalists and other sources, for years, FSO agents have been tasked with the bizarre and secretive duty of collecting the president's biological waste during his foreign trips. This means that whenever Putin uses a restroom abroad, an agent is responsible for collecting his feces and urine in a specially designed pouch. This biological material is then sealed in a secure briefcase and flown back to Moscow. The reason for this extreme measure is to prevent foreign intelligence agencies from obtaining his DNA. Human waste is a biological goldmine. It can reveal a person's complete DNA profile, their overall health, any underlying medical conditions, genetic predispositions, and even what medications they are taking. By meticulously removing all of his biological traces from foreign soil, the FSO ensures that Putin's health remains a closely guarded state secret, shielded from the analysis of adversarial nations. This obsession with health security is understandable given the constant speculation about his physical condition. In the world Putin inhabits, his health is not a personal matter, it is an issue of national security. While the technology, the armored vehicles, and the elaborate protocols are impressive, the true strength and core of the Federal Protective Service lies in its people. The men and women recruited into this shadowy organization are not merely guards. They are a unique breed of operative, selected for their intellect and psychological fortitude and forged through a process of intense conditioning. To truly understand Putin's security, one must understand the mindset of his protectors. The FSO's motto is Fatherland, Devotion and Honor. The recruitment process is designed to find individuals who embody these principles absolutely. They seek candidates who possess what is known as operational psychology, a superior ability to think critically and analytically in moments of extreme stress and chaos. A former Kremlin security chief stated that while physical fitness is a prerequisite, the job is primarily about intellect. A guard must be able to anticipate threats, analyze a complex situation in a split second, and make a life or death decision without a moment's hesitation. Combat experience is not a necessity, as the work is preventative rather than reactive. Once accepted, the training is relentless, and designed to push them to their absolute limits. They master multiple forms of martial arts, advanced marksmanship, and extreme tactical driving. More importantly, they are trained to think proactively. Their goal is not to win a firefight, but to ensure a firefight never happens. They are conditioned to be loyal not just to their post, but to the person of the president. This absolute loyalty is cultivated and handsomely rewarded. While frontline bodyguards may be rotated out of the intense close protection detail by the age of 35, a successful career in the FSO can be a gateway to immense power and influence. Many of Putin's former bodyguards and high-ranking FSO officers have gone on to become regional governors, government ministers, and powerful officials in state-run corporations. Figures like Viktor Zolotov, now head of Russia's National Guard, and Alexei Dyumin, a regional governor, began their careers as personal protectors of Putin. This practice creates a vast, deeply entrenched network of fiercely loyal individuals in key positions of power all across the country, a kind of chosen caste whose personal and political power is directly tied to the continued safety and authority of the man they once shielded with their bodies. The ring of protection, therefore, extends far beyond his physical location, creating a formidable political fortress built on decades of cultivated, rewarded loyalty. In the 21st century, a threat to a leader is not always physical. It can be a piece of information, a damaging leak, or a narrative that undermines authority. The final and perhaps most pervasive layer of Vladimir Putin's security is his information shield. The FSO's responsibilities extend deep into the realm of information management, ensuring that the president's movements, his health, and his public image are as heavily guarded as his physical body. The FSO maintains an almost total information blackout around the president's schedule. His travel plans and daily agenda are treated as top state secrets, with final details often withheld even from senior government officials until the last possible moment. This operational secrecy makes it nearly impossible for an adversary to plan a sophisticated attack. If you don't know where he is going to be, you cannot hope to strike. A former FSO officer who defected claimed that Putin exists in a carefully constructed informational vacuum, receiving his news and intelligence only from his most trusted security officials, insulating him from uncontrolled outside information. This control extends to his public image. The FSO plays a role in choreographing his public appearances to project an image of strength, confidence, and vitality. This directly connects to the persistent and widespread rumors about the use of body doubles. While the Kremlin has consistently and flatly denied these claims, the rumors themselves serve a strategic security purpose. They create confusion, ambiguity, and doubt. Is the man visiting a factory or greeting a crowd really the president or a decoy? This uncertainty dramatically complicates any potential assassination plot. If an attacker cannot be certain they are targeting the real person, the risk of failure or of striking a decoy increases exponentially. Furthermore, the FSO's capabilities include extensive digital surveillance. They monitor online communications and social media to detect and disrupt potential plots in their earliest stages of planning. This all-encompassing information shield is just as critical to Putin's long-term survival as any armored car or rooftop sniper. It aims to control reality itself, building a fortress not only of steel and flesh, but of perception and secrecy. If you found this deep dive into one of the world's most complex security operations fascinating, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more explorations of the hidden systems that shape our world. From the human wall of the musketeers to the unseen ghosts in the crowd, from the advanced teams that sanitize entire city blocks to the snipers watching from above, the security protecting Vladimir Putin is a mind-bogglingly complex system. It is a fortress built not on a single wall, but on multiple, redundant layers of defense. the mobile citadel of his motorcade, the bizarre but vital protocols of his biosecurity team, and the all-encompassing shield of information control all combine to create a near-total lock on his environment. This is more than a group of bodyguards. It is the physical manifestation of a state's total commitment to protecting its leader, a direct descendant of the KGB's Ninth Directorate. It is a system built on proactive prevention, paranoia, and, above all, absolute loyalty. For over 2 decades, this fortress of men, machines, and methods has been relentlessly tested and has held firm. The concentric rings of steel are not just a security detail, they are a symbol of power, a clear declaration that the man at the center is, for all intents and purposes, untouchable.